Imagine discovering a secret diary that promises to transform not only your life, but an entire community. I am Swapna, a college student caught between two worlds, the bustling memories of city life and the quiet, enduring village where my family's legacy lives. This is a story of family secrets, whispered warnings, and dreams hidden deep inside an ancient diary. It is a journey where every step forward unravels memories of a grandmother, a stern ex-military uncle, and the promise of a better future for underprivileged girls. I grew up steeped in traditions, surrounded by old photographs and stories that sometimes seem too fantastic to be real. My father, a dedicated businessman in Dhaka, spent most of his time away as his work called him to the city. Meanwhile, I found solace in the vast ancestral home tucked away in a rural village, where life moves slowly and memories whisper from every corner. I shared this home with my beloved uncle, a man who had once been a soldier and still carried the strength of his past in the quiet intensity of his eyes. His gaze, often fixed on me, told me stories of secrets he longed to share. On one unassuming evening, as the sun dipped beneath the horizon and painted the sky in shades of gold, my uncle beckoned me aside. His voice, both cautious and laden with urgency, warned me of a danger that might soon touch us both. His words were mysterious, a promise of peril woven with hints of a hidden truth. I listened intently, pledging never to betray his trust. In that charged moment, every heartbeat resonated with the gravity of what was to come. Barely had his words settled in my mind when news from Dhaka shattered the calm. My father, whose presence had always brought stability, fell suddenly ill. My mother rushed off to be by his side, leaving me alone with the echo of my uncle's cryptic warning. In the midst of this personal turmoil, my heart pounded with a mix of fear and an inexplicable anticipation. Before I could fully process these events, my uncle handed me an old diary, bound securely by a faded lock, a diary that once belonged to my late grandmother. This wasn't just any diary. Its pages held secrets of a past long forgotten. My uncle explained that tucked within its scruffy pages were hints to a hidden treasure, a key passed down through generations. He disclosed that the diary contained an inscription, a date, a design, and numbers. In faded ink, it read, 21st June 1985, a day that marked my grandmother's birth. It spoke of a treasure hidden within our ancestral home, a treasure that safeguarded not gold or jewels alone, but a dream left unfulfilled. As I carefully ran my fingers over the diary, I felt a deep connection to a woman I never truly knew, a grandmother whose dreams seemed as alive as the dusty pages before me. It was then that I realized her secret wish, to create a sewing school, aptly named Swapna Karagor, that would empower underprivileged girls with the skills they needed to stand on their own. She had gathered her savings, her precious jewelry, and stashed them away in a clay pot beneath an ancient mango tree behind the house. Her dream was to give these girls a tangible chance at a brighter, independent future. In that moment, I felt the weight of responsibility and a fervent desire to bring her dream back to life. The diary, with its cryptic numbers and delicate sketches, quickly transitioned from a relic of the past into a roadmap for the future. I reviewed every detail, determined to uncover the secrets that lay further within. I recalled my uncle's face, a blend of caution and secretive exhilaration, as he showed me an old wooden trunk that once belonged to my grandmother. The trunk itself was a guardian of memories, its every creak echoing with untold stories. My heart pounded as I recalled his remark that the secret key to unlocking the trunk was hidden somewhere within the house, encoded in my grandmother's diary. As the days passed, the mystery grew thicker. I scoured through corridors filled with memories. Dusty basements, memories behind locked doors, and even forgotten corners of our family kitchen. The rhythm of my search was punctuated by moments of quiet introspection and sudden bursts of hope when I discovered a clue. A faded sketch in the diary pointed me towards the ancient mango tree. I approached it with a trembling mix of apprehension and exhilaration. What if this tree held not just a physical key, but the key to unlocking pride, identity, and an unfulfilled legacy? In the gentle, dappled light of the fading afternoon, I knelt by the tree and carefully began digging near its gnarled roots. Time seemed to slow as I brushed away layers of soil until at last my fingertips brushed against a small earthen clay pot. My heart leapt as I pried it open with trembling hands. Inside, I found not only my grandmother's long-hidden savings, but also treasured heirlooms and a handwritten note that explained her dream. Her vision was simple, yet profound: to establish a sewing school that could change lives, much like initiatives in distant lands have transformed communities. In India, sewing schools have empowered thousands by providing vocational skills, and even in places like Nepal and Zimbabwe, similar dreams have fostered independence and self-confidence. That transformative moment brought everything into sharp focus. My uncle's somber warnings, the mixed emotions from my father's sudden health crisis, and the heartbeat of our family legacy all converged into one undeniable truth. My grandmother had chosen to live on through her dream, a legacy that I now carried in my own heart. The old diary and the clay pot were not relics of a bygone era. They were vibrant beacons calling me to action. I could no longer view them as mere memories. They had transformed into a mission, a resolute quest to honor my grandmother and to uplift those whose lives she had quietly hoped to touch. Driven by a newfound determination, I set about making plans to realize this dream. The ancestral home that once hosted stories of bygone eras now buzzed with the promise of a future shaped by hope and resilience. I reached out to local craftsmen, educators, and even community leaders, sharing with them the stirring legacy left by my grandmother. With every conversation, the message echoed louder. Every girl, no matter her circumstances, deserved a chance to learn a skill that could transform her life. The ancient dream of opening a sewing school was more than a tribute. It was a call to action, much like modern initiatives seen across the globe. In places like Rajasthan and Aurangabad, communities had already witnessed the profound change brought about by sewing schools and vocational programs. The numbers spoke for themselves. Women who once lived in despair now dared to dream and secure livelihoods, armed with sewing machines and rightful ambition. The adventure was not without its obstacles. I faced moments when despair threatened to creep in, when the mystery of the diary seemed too heavy a burden to bear. The sudden crisis in our family had cast a long shadow, and the haunting memories of my father's health faltering added urgency that was both painful and motivating. My uncle, a man shaped by his own turbulent past, remained a steadfast guide, his stern eyes softening as he recalled memories of my grandmother. In his own guarded manner, he entrusted me with the responsibility of turning an unfinished dream into a living, breathing legacy. In a decisive moment, as dusk blanketed the village, I gathered all of us in the quiet courtyard of our ancestral home. I shared every detail of my discovery, of the diary, the clay pot, and the promise hidden in its worn paper. The air was heavy with anticipation and emotion. My uncle's voice, usually reserved and cautious, broke his silence to remind me of the inherent power of heritage. He spoke of battles fought long ago, of sacrifices made, and of the resilience passed down from one generation to the next. His words resonated deeply, reinforcing the truth that our family legacy was built on courage and determination. The turning point came when I realized that the diary, with its scribbled numbers and delicate sketches, had already unlocked something far greater than a physical safe. It had ignited a movement within me, a commitment that soared beyond personal grief or the limitations of fate. I envisioned a future where dreams would no longer lie dormant beneath layers of neglect, but instead bloom into opportunities for young girls. Witnessing global examples of transformation in rural communities, I understood that this was not just a personal journey. It was a universal call for change. Every hidden secret from the past held the potential to nourish the present and to build a brighter tomorrow. Driven by unyielding determination, the plan slowly began to take shape. I transformed a long-forgotten room in our ancestral home into a vibrant space, one that would eventually house sewing machines, fabrics, and the spirit of creativity. I met with local educators who passionately believed in the power of skill and self-reliance. With each passing day, as I reconstructed not only a room but a dream, I felt my grandmother's presence growing stronger around me. The legacy of her secret vow was no longer confined to yellowed pages or buried treasures. It was being reborn as a promise to every girl who had ever been told that her dreams were too far-fetched. The journey was punctuated by moments of quiet reflection. The hush of early morning when the sun crept over the horizon, the gentle rustle of fabric, and the soft murmur of hopeful voices as community members gathered. With every stitch laid on fabric, with every lesson shared by skilled hands, the spirit of Swapnakaragor came closer to life. I often recalled the inspiring stories from across the world. In India, Nepal, and even Zimbabwe, communities had shown that nurturing talent through sewing and tailoring programs could be revolutionary. My grandmother had envisioned that very change, a modest step that would blossom into empowerment and growth, echoing well beyond the confines of our village. That day, as I finally set up the first row of sewing machines and prepared for the inaugural session, a deep calm settled over me. It was a moment that bridged the past and present, a space where a grandmother's secret and a young girl's ambition intertwined. Every carefully arranged thread, every measured fabric, was a tribute to a legacy that had suffered years of neglect but was now ready to bloom. I was not only reviving a forgotten dream, I was laying the foundation for a future where every girl would be free to carve her own destiny, armed with the skills to build her own life. In those final moments of reflection, the truth appeared in its simplest form. Our family secret was not merely about hidden treasures or forgotten memories. It was about the resilience of love, the enduring strength of heritage, and the transformative power of education. The old diary, once a silent witness to many secrets, had spoken to us clearly. Our legacy was a vibrant tapestry of hope, courage, and the relentless pursuit of dreams. As I stand at the threshold of this new beginning, I can almost hear my grandmother's gentle whisper carried by the wind. A whisper that calls me forward and reminds me that every secret holds the promise of empowerment. The diary's inscriptions and the dusty key had opened more than a chest. They had unlocked doors to futures yet imagined, futures where determination conquers despair and where legacy fuels progress. What began as a mysterious quest to uncover hidden treasures has culminated in a rebirth of hope, a promise to transform lives one stitch at a time. Let this be a reminder that the power of one dream can ignite change for generations. Our family's journey stands as a testament to resilience, to the transformation that comes when we dare to follow the whispers of our past into the bright promise of tomorrow. Join us in honoring a grandmother's legacy by supporting the establishment of Swapnakaragor.